Create Life Paper Words, and today I have a process video for you documenting my week 23, which is the first week in June of 2017. This goes into my family weekly Project Life album. So I used a couple different lines this week to sort of make my own kit. I am using Felicity Jane, and I'm also using Ellie Edwards, and the embellishments that I'm using are stamps from Kelly Stamps, as well as alphas from Felicity Jane, and then some puffy hearts and stars from, I believe, Bella Boulevard, and then as well I am using what is it called? Just my labels that I have printed off and cut using my Silhouette Cameo, and those are from Caitlin Schaefer. I will make sure that I link those free files down below. So once I got all my pictures laid out, I had a hard time trying to decide what journaling and other cards I was going to use. I really wanted to use the Sunset Vibes card on the left hand side with the aqua, pink, and yellow ombre effect on there because I do have a sunset picture, so I really wanted to use that. I wanted to make sure I brought in some pinks, blues, and pinks, blues, and yellows throughout the spread. And so that's why I'm having a little bit of trouble with the rest of the photo or the rest of the journal cards that I'm using because I was feeling that the documented one wasn't quite right. So I do a couple things. I try and change some photos around. That doesn't really give me the effect that I want. So in the end, I actually find a different card that I like and that fits a little bit better. So I want to do some stamping. Stamping on my pictures is one of my favorite things to do. Well, actually stamping in general is probably my favorite technique and embellishment that I use. So I'm using two Felicity Jane stamps to get this effect that I want. So it says, "Hello, beautiful." And on the stamps, it had "Hello, Sunshine," and "Be Your Own Beautiful," I believe. So what I did is I stamped them and then I used a baby wipe to take off the parts that I didn't want, and then I stamped those. So it worked really well. To be honest, I wasn't really sure if I was going to get some other little parts in there of the other words, but it worked out really well. So I'm happy with how that came about. And I'm using my favorite white for photos, and that is the Moonlit White in the Brilliance. And there's that journal card that I was needing a different color in, and that is, I believe, a Felicity Jane one as well. And I just like the stripes. I felt that it echoed the same colors as the Sunset Vibes without being the exact same type of a card. So I used the alphas on there, and they say "Smile Time." These photos on that right hand side of the 12 by 12, they are all from one day when I had the girls outside. They were helping me with getting the plants watered, and they just wanted to take pictures and act silly, and it was a lot of fun. So I tried to keep all those cards together and all those photos together. And I am now working on just a couple little details. That card that I'm outlining, that is the Ellie Edwards from her lens kit. And while I'm not a subscriber on like a regular monthly basis, I do get the odd kit if I really like it. Just pulling through my labels, trying to decide what labels I want to put on there, if I want to do an embellishment, if I want to do more of a journaling, that type of stuff. I'm using this Slim Jim Alpha from Kelly Stamps. It's one of my favorite Project Life stamp sets for alphabets, and the reason for that is it's really nice and thin but tall, so I'm able to get quite a few words on to a 3x4 journaling card. When the stamps or the alphabets are thicker, it's really hard to have the room. So these work perfectly. And I am actually missing the T, which I thought I found it, and then I didn't. And then I either found it or lost it again, or never found it. And so what I do for that is I just use my eye, and I make all my T's are lowercase t's as opposed to uppercase T's. So it works for me. And maybe one day I will get another set just for that T in there. I've done lots of stamping in white on this right side, and adding some hearts and adding some stars. Those are the ones from Bella Boulevard, and they are puffy, and they're really nice because they have a whole bunch of different sizes on a 4x6 size that I guess how you buy the package. So because I have that diamond shaped chipboard that was from Ellie Edwards, I wanted to echo that shape, so I used just a square, and I turned it on a diagonal in my labels, and then added some journaling over top of that. And I'm really trying to make sure that all my labels that I'm using are in the pinks or the blues or the yellows, just so that I can bring those colors in wherever I can. Just a little bit of journaling with my white pen onto these, onto this card right here, or sorry, this photo with my highlighters on it, and then up above on that photo that I had taken of the lightning, and just adding some little wood arrows. I really liked actually the other side, so I liked that it looked a little bit distressed on the one side, and that's the side that I used. And I'm pointing to both the picture of my daughter holding the little baby, and then as to the other side of Aubrey and Emmy. So that's that happy little moments. I wanted to say that, you know, these are all happy little moments. And then just finishing up this very last photo down here, it is the sunset photo. And at this time of year, we have some of the most amazing sunsets, and we face west, or the back of our house faces west, and there's a field behind it. So we get some really great views of the gorgeous prairie sunsets. And that is pretty much it for this one. It went together really nice and quickly, which is always a good thing. I want to thank you so much for watching me, and I hope that if you haven't subscribed already, you subscribe, and you can always find me on Create Life Paper Words on Instagram as well. We'll see you soon. Bye.